Police Squad has always been the elite of the elite. They're going to shut down Police Squad if you do not solve this case.
Says you served 20 years for man's laughter.
You mean manslaughter?
Must have been quite the joke.
Do this by the book.
Show a little respect!
Why? Who's gonna arrest me? Other cops?
Yes.
Is she serious?
Is he serious?
No.
Nobody messes with Police Squad.
Welcome back for another Let's Get It Poppin' with Nicole and Cam. I'm Cam.
I'm Nicole.
Today we're talking about the 2025 Naked Gun reboot. It stars Liam Neeson and Pamela Anderson. It was directed by Akiva Shaffer. He's one of those Lonely Island guys. I forget if he's the funny one, the hardworking one, or the cute one. Today's show is hosted by the Let's All Go to the Lobby guy, a new addition to our backdrop here. And a little later, our musical guest will be Adrian Brody introducing Sean John on SNL. Lauren Michaels will not be happy about that.
You got Sean Peter, you got Sean Paul, you got Sean Mary, you got Sean John. Now respect all aspect, me respect, me expect, me respect, me respect, Yeah, we got a great show, And a team stand massive, yeah. But, kill about the boy. Yeah, man. And I give a big up, enough respect, and dance all players, Like Sean John! Kill man!
I saw the original iteration of this movie for the first time on a Boy Scout campout as part of a double feature with the Weird Al classic Spy Hard. That movie featured, obviously, he who must not be named, Mr. Orange Juice Simpson. They did a great job paying tribute to him in this movie.
Hi, Daddy. It's me, Frank Jr. Love you.
Hey, Dad. Boy, do I miss you.
That made me laugh. Sorry. Orange juice.
What's his name?
I like that though. It just should have like a picture of like an orange juice carton and like a glove.
According to the producer, his name was not Orange Juice Simpson. It was just too perfect of a Freudian slip.
I think one of the things that I particularly liked was Pamela Anderson. I'll be the first to say that I was not a huge fan of hers up until a few years ago. It wasn't until I started to learn more about who she was as a person and how much of an animal lover she is, and despite her appearance and how she presents herself on like TVs and movies, she comes across as very like warm, and her portrayal in this film, I feel like I adored her performance. I thought it was so sweet and silly. I would say most times she was very silly and over the top, but it fit so well into the whole premise of the film. I think she and Liam Neeson had incredible chemistry with one another, and I'm not going to spoil anything, but there was a particular scene between her, Liam, and another character that was a little off for me. I don't know. I felt very weird with that whole scenario, but that...
The snowman?
Yeah, but that was just me. I mean, to each his own. Pamela Anderson was originally offered the role in the last Naked Gun film. The role ended up going to Anna Nicole Smith, but I'm so glad that Pamela Anderson got a chance to do more of a comedic role. I don't think that she's really given that opportunity. The films that she has done, I feel like it's been 1 week since you looked at me. Action, or like it'll be drama, especially with that last film that she had done. I forget, I think it was called The Last Showgirl. I think she has the charisma and the charm to bring into any film. I think she carries it very well. And like I said, I think her and Liam did fantastic together. I really, really loved seeing him outside of wanting to consistently kill people, I guess. In this film, I think he just really lets loose and he's goofy. I think one of my favorite scenes in the film is when he has a lineup of henchmen that he's attacking or whatever, and they're in a lineup. And I remember the one scene he goes and rips the guy's arms off, and I might be describing this very graphically, but like he literally rips them off and then he uses the arms to beat the guy that he ripped the arms off of. But it's just so silly, and you're not supposed to like take it seriously, and I think it does it very, very well.
But this movie is one of my formative comedy touchstones. It's an SCTV, it's a Kids in the Hall kind of thing to me. Kind of the thing that your parents wouldn't let you watch, and then you stay up late, and then you go to school the next day and you're quoting it, and you're the cool guy in school because you know funny things that the other kids' parents didn't let them watch. For me, when I was 10, seeing the Star Wars Episode 1 come out, that was my first Star Wars. It was the best Star Wars because you go back and look at the old ones and there's like, you can see the fishing line holding the damn Millennium Falcon up. So there's a whole generation for whom this is the Naked Gun movie, and they're going to go back and see the original, and they're going to be like, Dad, you're so cringe.
Another thing that I found particularly interesting was that Pamela Anderson, when she was offered the role, or she was auditioning for the role, the director wanted her to do like the scat, kind of like the jazz
scat.
Yeah, and without hesitation, she was like, I can do that. I did that when I was in school. So, I mean, like, he didn't believe her at first until she, like, did an impromptu scat singing moment. And they immediately hired her after that. And you will get the pleasure of seeing that scene of her scatting or scat singing, or yeah. I don't really follow scat, so I can't really say if she did a particularly good or bad job, but it was entertaining nonetheless. I also really loved seeing Danny Houston as the bad guy, which is very fitting because I think he always plays kind of a bad guy in most of his films. This time, again, same thing with Liam Neeson. I really enjoyed seeing him kind of let loose and say silly things and like not take themselves seriously whatsoever. I really approved of that.
If you're a fan of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, the plot of this movie will mirror the Thunder Gun reboot. Liam Neeson plays Leslie Nielsen's son, following in his footsteps. Liam Neeson is 5 years older now than Leslie Nielsen was when he filmed the first Naked Gun. And, I mean, Leslie Nielsen with that gray hair, he was 70 since he was 40 or yep. 30. I was obviously negative 30 when he was either of those ages. There was a slew of celebrity cameos in this movie, including the aforementioned Weird Al Yankovic, Busta Rhymes, who you might know from rapping really fast, Priscilla Presley from the original Naked Gun series.
What other errands do you have us running for the DA?
I thought, and I'm not a wrestling fan whatsoever, but I really loved seeing Cody Rhodes, and the only reason I liked...
was that the guy who got punched into different guys?
Well, yeah. I loved that scene. I really thought that was funny, and my nephew, who is a huge... I don't know if it's that he's a huge wrestling fan, but he is a huge Cody Rhodes fan. I had to show him that scene, and he was cracking up. He really thought that was hilarious.
I really enjoyed this film. I think it was a fairly faithful recreation of the original source material. There's a scene that's reminiscent of the Austin Powers movies where they do silhouettes that are suggestive. It also reminded me of the I Think You Should Leave sketch, where a guy is trying not to talk about his kids. If you know that sketch, you'll appreciate that. I thought it was cool how it blended all these modern comedy references, these contemporary comedy references together in a style that was reminiscent of the original from 30 years ago. I thought that was a nice amalgamation that I think will satisfy both fans of the original and, you know, younger kids. So what did you think about it?
Okay, so I haven't seen the original ones. I know I really need to get on that, obviously because I'm a huge Leslie Nielsen fan, and I really do enjoy George Kennedy. I've never been able to see him. I will.
She likes white hair, tan skin, and white teeth.
Yes. As someone who has never had seen anything close to this, I really enjoyed it. I thought it was funny. I thought the ensemble cast was just hilarious, and I think the script was very well done. I could see myself seeing this movie more than once. I know, like, there's a lot of movies out there that I'll watch it once and I'm like, okay, that's good. But this one, I feel like it's also the type of movie that you could watch and then find another thing that you didn't notice before. I feel like it's going to have little, like, Easter eggs each time you view it. But overall, I really, really, really enjoyed this film. It was a very funny movie.
It kind of felt to me like a feature-length sketch, like one of those Broadway video movies, The Night at the Roxbury, Coneheads, like an SNL sketch that they just expanded to fill an entire movie, which makes sense, being produced by the, one of the guys who was one of the main tastemakers for SNL for, a decade. So if you like any of those things, Saturday Night Live, It's Always Sunny, I think you should leave any of these sensibilities. You're all going to find them here, and you're going to have a great time at the movies.
See you next time.
It's supposed to stop when you do that. Or maybe it's that.
Stop!